Hey everyone, this is Becky with Team Mom Boutique, and today I'm going to show you how to edit this cheer showcase flyer. It's very on brand cheer, lots of colors, lots of starbursts, lots of things going on, and I think you'll love it for your next showcase, and let's edit it. I am going to show you how to turn this template into a teal green template for Wolfpack cheer. So first what we're going to do is we're going to change the elements from this hot pink to teal. So I'm first going to click on this, and a lot of the elements have gradients, so I'll show you how to change into a different gradient. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to just change the pink to the green. So I'm going to click on the settings, and then it'll open up the gradients panel, and every color could either be a solid color or a gradient, and that just changed it to pink and purple. So I'm going to change it to a teal and like a lighter teal. I think I'm going to do, so I'm going to pick, and if you have like a hex code you can use that. I'm just, for the sake of this demo, I'm just going to pick a nice darker teal to start with, and then for the second gradient, I'm going to do like a light, so kind of give it some white at the end, and I think that's good, so we're going to go with that. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to change this to that same color. I'm going to pick this gradient that we just created, and I'm also going to select change all. So this will, you'll see it'll change, should change the outline here, as well as this bar I think has a gradient. So when I select change all, it will change those as well. And also another nice thing, as I'm changing these, it's also changing the other template. This is the social media template. So when you're making changes here and you're selecting change all, it also changes it in the rest of the template. So that's nice, and just something to keep in mind. Then I'm going to go ahead and update the colors in the text. So all of the text here where you see like the pink outline, that can be changed under effects. So I'm going to go in here and change the pink to the teal, and for the text outlines you can't do a gradient, so I'm going to pick a similar color. I think that looks good, and you'll have to do it one by one, but you can do it pretty quickly just by keeping that open and selecting that green color, and because you just used it, it stays up at the top, which is nice. Okay, so we've got all of our text changed. Now I'm going to change the color of the diamond, and this is where you could put your logo. I just use the diamonds because they're called the cheer diamonds, but if you have a logo, this would be a great spot kind of front and center to put it. So the diamond is just because they are the diamonds, and I could put a Wolfpack logo. For the sake of this, I'm just going to change it. I think it still looks kind of neat, like kind of, you know, the vibe here is kind of sparkly, and so I'm gonna just stick with the diamond. Missed one. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do, and this is a very important piece of Canva, you can see there's a half tone at the very bottom, and it's pink still, and I can't really get to it because there's a lot of stuff on top of it. When you get a lot of elements in your flyer or canvas, the best way to get to those elements is without having to move stuff, because you could move everything to get to it. But the best way to do it, and something to really get used to using, is the layers panel. So to get to the layers panel, we'll go to position and then layers, and it also in that same box is arrange, so you can move stuff forward or to the back. You can see the girl that is highlighted here. When I clicked on that, went to the back, but we're going to bring her back to the front. So we'll click on layers, and now if we go all the way to the bottom of the layers, so when you think about layers, everything that's on the top is kind of in the front and therefore easy to get to. the halftone element is way at the bottom. You can see it's actually the bottom element. So I'm going to click on that, and right from here we can change the color. So that's how you can get to those elements that are way behind, is just going into position and then the layers panel. And again, get used to using the layers panel. It will make your life a lot easier, I promise. So I'm going to change that to the turquoise, and then I'm going to select change all, and you'll see these little wavy lines will also change to that color. So that is done. Now, see, we've done all of that in like a matter of about 2 minutes. The next thing I'm going to do is add my photos. And if you do not have Canva Pro, one thing that you'll want to do before this is you'll want to use a tool like Adobe has a background remover tool. There's lots of tools out there on the web that will do your remove background. For the photos that you have, you'll want to remove their background first. And I could do a whole other video on editing photos. I actually have a blog post on editing sports photos, but I've kind of made it easy by leaving these pictures in here because you can just copy the style. So again, if you don't have Canva Pro, you'll want to remove the background first. If you do have Canva Pro, you can do it right here. So remove the background and then upload them to Canva by clicking upload files, and then but I've got some photos here that I'm going to use. So I'm just going to, okay. So for the first photo, I'm going to use this girl, and she's pointing, which I like, gives you some action. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to click on one of the cheerleaders, the pink cheerleaders, and I'm going to click on this paintbrush. And what it does is it copies all of the styles and attributes. Like you can see when I go to edit, there's a drop shadow, I think, on her. And I made some adjustments. Like I always increase the sharpness and the clarity. So that's already done for you. So all you have to do is click on one of the pink girls, click copy style. And then if you click on this, it will copy that style over to her. So she's got some, you can see there's a lot of like lines and detail and some highlights. Her face might be a tiny bit over highlighted, but I think for this it's fine. And I kind of like tucking her in there, and you can see like she's layered over this background. Probably right now if we go into the position panel, she's towards the top, so she's almost at the top of the layer. So she's actually, I think she's pretty good right there. I'm going to leave her there. Just a couple of notes: when you are positioning people, you don't want to crop them off at like a joint. So if I had her like at the knees, that would not look right. So you kind of crop her mid calf. You don't want to crop her like at her ankles. That looks weird. So always remember, don't crop people at the joints. Crop them kind of mid joint. And I kind of like how it like kind of comes near there. If I could tuck her shoulder in there, that would be even better, but it still looks good like right here, I think. So that's where I'm going to leave her, and then I'm going to do my next girl, this cute little girl in her white uniform. If you have different uniforms, I think that looks nice. All right, so I'm going to copy her and copy her style, and then use the paintbrush. So now she's got, and it's nice because since we're copying the same style, because these all have the same styling, your pictures will look uniform. You know when you sometimes have a picture and it like everything looks different and it kind of looks funny? Doing the style, copying the style from one to the other will help with like the cohesiveness of the picture. So they don't look exactly alike, but they look pretty similar. And I will say too, this green is a little different. If I was doing this for, you know, an actual team, I'd probably pull like the color from like her uniform. Like I would go in here and change it to like this. But I think for this, we'll leave it as is. And then for our third girl, I'm gonna get this younger girl just because I think it's good to show some diversity of ages for these showcases, because you've got the older girls, but you also have the younger girls that will be showcasing as well. And then what I'm going to do with hers, I'm going to send her, I'm going to have her be in front of Showcase, but kind of behind this text box. So I'm going to send her to the back, or send her backwards until her waist is behind, as you can see right now, behind the text box. So, and she's kind of tucked behind this other girl too, which again, I think is nice. So that's it. I would actually probably leave this here. And then if you want to do your social media post, you just come and finish this off. You can copy these girls over. If you copied all 3 of them at once, you could probably just paste them here and then resize it for the new template. And then just delete the other girls and then just go through and update the color of the text. So that's it. Hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully you learned a couple of things, but we'll do some more editing on some of my other templates as well. And let me know if you have any questions.